All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Raw Feed, the show that brings you the stories they don't want you to hear. I'm your host, Gary Franchi, and tonight we are diving headfirst into the political firestorm that is engulfing our nation. Thank you for staying up late with us. Yes, it is now officially August 1st, where I'm sitting in the police state of Illinois. We're going to talk about Trump's triumphant return to Pennsylvania and the shocking voter fraud revelations in Georgia. We are covering it all. We've also got exclusive footage, insider information and analysis that will make your head spin. We've also got Terry Newsom's on the ground report from Chicago that will sincerely terrify you. But here's what makes Raw Feed special. We're not just telling you the news, we're involving you in it. Throughout the show, we'll be showcasing your comments from the live chat, and we'll be checking the Next News Network X feed for breaking updates. And my friends, there is some breaking news here that you need to know about, especially what is heating up right now in the Middle East. We're going to get to those things later in the show, but we have 5 stories that we need to get to first. And for those of you who are feeling fired up, head over to Rumble and drop a super rant. Your voice matters, and we want to hear it. And if you appreciate what Angie and I do here at the Next News Network, consider leaving us a tip using the links in the description. Your support keeps us going strong. So grab your popcorn, charge your devices, and get ready to participate. This isn't just a show. It's a movement. And you, the viewers, well, you're the heart of it. So we got a packed lineup tonight, folks. Trump versus the media, celebrity meltdowns, election integrity under threat, and the border crisis hitting home in ways that you never expected. This is the Raw Feed, where we don't just report the news, we expose it. So let's dive into the chat room and see who is joining us tonight. Let's see, we've got B. Elder, Ryan Ward, Jason is in the house, Julie is in the house. I'm liking these late lives, she says. I wish we could do it earlier, personally, but we're really a two-man operation here, trying the best that we can to get all the news organized and get everything structured just for you. So we do appreciate you, Julie. Prayers for President Trump, says Karen. David's in the house as well. Wherever you are watching from, this is something I really, really love to do. I love to find out where you guys are watching from, because we really do have a worldwide audience. We've got millions of subscribers here on YouTube. We've got tens of thousands on Rumble and tens of thousands of people watching on X. So it's really, it's interesting to see just the cross-section of people all over the world. So if you're comfortable, drop a note in the chat and tell us where you're watching from, whether it's the state or the city or the country, whatever you're comfortable with disclosing, because we don't want to dox anyone here, okay? And remember, another important point I try to bring up every show is how we can beat the algorithm. And it's really up to you guys. You guys are the secret weapon here at the Raw Feed on the Next News Network. When you leave a comment, when you share the feed, when you like, all these different interactions with the show tell the algorithms that, well, people are enjoying it. People are interacting. So the more you engage, the more you chat, the higher the algorithmic reach goes. So very important point to note. Okay? So let's see. We've got Gary from Indiana. Hi, Gary. Hi, Gary. That's John, actually. Calistoga, California is in the house. Hi from Arkansas. Brenda's here. We've also got Caleb in the house from Colorado. Crash and Burn Vern is checking in from Kentucky. We've got Utah in the house as well. The Coffee Angel is here. Palm Coast, Florida. James is in the house. Man, you're up late too, huh? Merton, Wisconsin. Oh, our friends to the north. Illinois' backyard, I like to say. Zariah from Bellington. Studio from Ohio. San Antonio checking in as well. Wow, the chat is just moving so fast. And somebody is just not happy. Why am I subscribed? Well, if you're not, well, you don't have to be here. You can simply click away. There are millions of videos you could watch. Maybe there's a cat video that's just right for you. Let's see, we got just someone, Frank is from Ohio. South Africa is in the house. What's up, South Africa? Lori's in the house. I followed you off and on. Compliments to you. You are looking great. Thank you so much. It is it's hard work staying in shape. I'll tell you that. We got Crazy Bird Lady from North Idaho in the house. California in the house. Essex Junction, Vermont. John is here. We've got East Tennessee in the house. Reba, she's saying hello. Yeah, we're just popping up all these chats. I know Brian's like, man, you got to let the chat stay up longer so we can read it. Well, I'm just kind of clicking through it. That's just how we do it here. Puerto Rico, what's up, Jose? We've also got Near Pedro Fire in California in the house. Great content, says Scott. Scott, thank you so much. We've also got Wendy from Bosemont in the house. New format looking good. What's up, Mark Dice? That's my boy. I love Mark Dice. You guys, if you haven't subscribed to Mark, you got to go over to his channel, look him up, Mark Dice on YouTube, and check him out. Mark, I've known Mark for many, many years. We have been in this fight for a long time together, and I consider him a very close friend and a trusted ally in this movement to save America. So do yourself a favor. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe to Mark Dice. And also, I know Terry Newsom, I saw him in the chat as well. He is a new channel on YouTube. He needs more subscribers. So make sure you look up Behind Enemy Lines. That is the YouTube channel that Terry is running. He's got a podcast. It is really on the edge. You might see his content with Steve Bannon. You might see his content on the Gateway Pundit. But you really need to focus on what he is exposing. And we're going to talk about some of these things he's exposing tonight in one of our special reports. So make sure you check out the Behind Enemy Lines podcast with Terry Newsom. So you need to do that. Liberal Hive Mind is a great channel too. I love that channel. That's a great channel. Mark, Brian wants me to say hello. Brian wants me to say hello to you, Mark. Now we've got so many people in the house. Great to see everybody here. Now remember, go ahead and drop your location. Are you able to see me here on Rumble? Hey, Spacer. Yes, we are. We see you on Rumble. What's up, Rumblers? We see you loud and clear. Okay, let's get into the first story of the evening. We've got, don't forget about us, Rumblers. No, we won't. We won't. All right. Love you guys. All of you. We're on Rumble too. We're streaming live on Rumble. We're streaming live on X. We're doing it all. And we're trying to get this message out as far as we can. And you guys are instrumental in that. Okay, so let's jump into our first story tonight because it's a doozy. Now, folks, brace yourselves. Tonight, we're diving into a story that will knock your socks off. Trump is back in Pennsylvania. He's not pulling any punches. We've got exclusive footage of his fiery takedown of Kamala Harris and the Biden administration, from border chaos to what Trump calls communist policies. This rally had it all, but that's not even the half of it. Stay tuned for a bombshell revelation that will make your jaw drop. You will not believe what is coming. Before we dive in, let's talk about something that's as American as apple pie. I'm talking about gold. Just like Trump is fighting to protect our borders, you need to protect your wealth. Gold's hitting $2,400 an ounce, folks. Why? Because our dollar's getting weaker by the day. It's like our border. Once strong, now a mess. But here is our lifeline. Call Global Gold Investments at 888-700-4148. Mention Next News for VIP treatment. They are offering a 5-year IRA fee waiver on qualified rollovers. Don't wait until it's too late. Secure your future now. Call that number you see on the screen, 888-700-4148, or click IRAGoldproof.com in the description. Now, Patriots, let's get into it. Donald Trump, the man who just can't be kept down. He stormed back into Pennsylvania. And now this wasn't just any rally. This was a return to the very state where an assassin's bullet nearly changed history on July 13th. But did that stop Trump? Hell no. Watch. Look at the crowd.
Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Wow. That is a stacked house, my friends. The New Holland Arena in Harrisburg packed to the rafters with true American patriots. They came out in force, showing the world that no amount of threats can stop the MAGA movement. Now, Trump didn't waste any time getting into the meat of the matter. He tore into Kamala Harris like a lion into a gazelle. Watch.
Can't do that. But unlike her, I cannot be bought and I cannot be controlled. I have no interest in that. My only loyalty is to you, the people. And you know that. Oh, I could have had such a nice, easy life. I could be at a nice place right now, relaxing, watching the waves break in. But I'd rather be right here in Harrisburg with you. People that built our country. You're the people that built our country. I mean, some people don't like saying that, but you are indeed the people that built the country. We have, no matter where we go, we have the most. Can't do that.
Unlike her, I cannot be bought and cannot be controlled. That's what he declared. He's not in it for the cushy life. He is in it for you, the American people. But that, my friends, was just the appetizer. Trump really sank his teeth into Harris's record as the border czar. Watch.
Now let's examine the record of border czar Harris. She inherited the strongest border in U.S. history and immediately turned it into the worst border nightmare in the history of the world. There's no country in the world that's ever had a border like this. I think the real number is 20 million people, maybe more. Nobody in control. Now
She inherited the strongest border in U.S. history and immediately turned it into the worst border nightmare in the history of the world. He's not wrong. We're talking about 20 million illegal crossings, maybe more. It's a disaster, plain and simple. But it's not just the border. Trump warned about the dangerous path that Harris and Biden are leading us down. Watch.
At home, this November, the American people are going to reject Kamala Harris's dangerous liberal extremism in a massive landslide. We're going to, too big to rig, right? Too big to rig. Too big to rig. We're not going to let her turn the United States into a communist San Francisco colony. We're not going to let it happen. That's what they want to do. They want to destroy our country. She's the worst. She was a bad DA long before you had your DA, long before you had some of these DAs that you have, as you know, in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, but in Los Angeles, all over the place, all over the place. You have bad DAs. You have radical left, horrible DAs that are funded by Soros and others, and they're weak. They're just weak on crime. They don't mind if somebody murders somebody. They don't want them to go to jail. You can kill somebody now. Our country is sick. The mindset of our country is sick. And we're not going to let her do to Pennsylvania what she did to California. She destroyed San Francisco, one of the best cities in the world, and it's in tatters.
We are not going to let her turn the United States into a communist San Francisco colony. That's what he vowed. He called out the weak on crime DAs across the country funded by Soros and his cronies. It's a sickness, folks, and Trump is the cure. And he didn't stop there. He exposed Harris's soft on crime policies that are putting Americans at risk. Watch.
She supports ending cash bail to immediately release criminals upon arrest. If they kill somebody, no bail, don't worry about it, no cash. You know, you just killed 3 people, no. Let's let them out in Harrisburg. It's a wonderful place. And in 2020, she personally urged her followers to donate money to bail out the violent rioters, get them right out of jail, including murderers. You know what that was all about, right? In Minnesota, which I think we have a good chance of winning. Hasn't been won since 1972 by a Republican. And we're leading. Tom Emmer's going to bring that one home, they tell me. He's going to bring it home. This November, the American people are going to reject Kamala Harris's dangerous liberal extremism in a massive landslide.
No cash bail. Letting murderers walk free. Not on Trump's watch. He promised a landslide rejection of Harris's dangerous liberal extremism come November. But wait, there is more. Trump revealed how Harris has been insulting our brave law enforcement officers. Watch.
She compared ICE agents to members of the KKK. She likened Border Patrol agents to practitioners of human slavery. We have a lot of those great people here tonight, like Brandon Judd, the head of the union, Paul. We have so many different people. And they didn't like that analogy too much. She voted in favor of deadly sanctuary cities numerous times. She supports open borders. That's all. She compared ICE agents to members.
Yeah, open borders. Comparing ICE agents to the KKK, likening Border Patrol to slave traders. It's an outrage. Now, let's not forget Harris's stance on health care for illegal immigrants. Do you remember this?
The bill also says, quote, every individual who is a resident of the United States is entitled to benefits for health care services under this act. Not every individual who's a citizen, but every individual who's a resident. So you support giving universal health care, Medicare for all, to people who are in this country illegally?
Let me just be very clear about this. I am opposed to any policy that would deny in our country any human being.
Strange. It was working before. Basically, she wants to give free health care to anyone who sets foot on American soil, legal or not. It's madness. Now, Donald Trump, well, he laid it out clear as day. Let's take a look at his remarks.
The contrast could not be more stark. On the one hand, you have a radical left puppet candidate who is fake, fake, fake. And on the other hand, you have a president who will fight, fight, fight for America.
Every time he turns his head on, the flashbacks.
The contrast could.
So it's a stark choice. A radical left puppet or a fighter for the American people. And just when he thought Harris couldn't sink any lower, Trump calls her out. Watch.
She's a failed vice president leading a failed administration while trying to convince you that she represents hope and change. Well, she does represent change. She wants to turn us into a communist country. That's her change. She was voted the most unpopular vice president in history. That's hard for a vice president to be that unpopular, right? Just like Biden will go down as the single worst president in the history of our nation.
So Trump called her out as the most unpopular VP in history, leading a failed administration. But folks, it wasn't all fire and brimstone. Trump showed us his lighter side too, mocking that surprise phone call from the Obamas to Harris. It was comedy gold. Watch.
Did you see when President Obama and Michelle called? Did you see? Hello? Hello? Yes. Yes. Who is this? Oh, this is Michelle and Barack. Oh, so surprised to hear. They got 4 cameras in front. Oh, I'm so surprised. It's on speakerphone. Listen, we just want to congratulate you on destroying Joe Biden. I mean, on winning the... Hey, is Joe Biden gonna... Was that the phoniest phone call you've ever seen? How do you think, Dan? What do you think? Dan Muser, great congressman. What do you think? Was that a phony phone call? You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't get away. In your district, you wouldn't get away with it, would you? Did you see?
Pure comedy gold, but with a serious message. Of course, these people think that we're stupid. They think they can pull the wool over our eyes with these phony stunts. And then if you needed any more proof of the border crisis, take a look at this clip. What's making the rounds. Do you know what you're seeing there?
What the fuck? I didn't even mean to record that. I'm trying to record them jumping off the cliff.
That's where our taxes are going.
my. Illegals on jet skis in San Diego. This isn't spring break, folks. This is an invasion. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Now, patriots, what we witnessed in Harrisburg wasn't just a rally, it was a battle cry. Trump laid bare the failures of the Harris-Biden administration, from our porous borders to our weakening dollar. But more than that, he showed us a path forward, a path where America is strong, safe, and prosperous. The choice this November couldn't be clearer. Do we want a country that puts Americans first, or one that caters to illegal immigrants and radical leftists? The power's in your hands. So let's make November a referendum on what America that we want, the America that we deserve. The choice is yours. Now let's check back in with the live chat and see what is going on with our crew all tuning in. Thanks for... Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on with that video either. It worked fine for me. It was a great clip. So maybe you can add it in post later. Okay, so let's take a look here. I don't know. I'm getting sound here. Kamala sucks, says Scott. She certainly does. Okay. Every Christian needs to vote. No excuses. Trump will hire his administration from the 2025 project. We'll see about that. Stealing another job, referring to the immigrant that we just saw get dropped off by a jet ski in San Diego, of all places. Mark, I'm sure you're going to be covering that. Obama, Pelosi, Harris threatened Biden with the 25th Amendment if he did not get out of the race. That's right, Virginia. That's what we've been reporting on for weeks. It seems to have fully come to fruition now. I support 2025, but not Trump, says Eric. They don't want the truth out. You know, it's going to take Christians to save this nation, this shining city on a hill, to the world. Be careful who you follow. Think United Nations. That's the real enemy. No one's asked about how he feels about the United Nations. I'm not sure what that's a reference to. Anyway, so it's good to see everybody. We're going to jump into our next story here. Special report number 2. Yes. Folks, buckle up. We're about to dive into a showdown that will make your head spin. Trump versus a hostile reporter in Chicago. And let me tell you, it is not pretty. But here's the kicker. Trump doesn't just stand his ground. He turns the tables completely. We've got the footage that will shock you, challenge everything that you've heard, and maybe, just maybe, change your mind about the man himself. So stay tuned, because the final thought is a game changer. Now, before we dive into this media showdown, let's talk about protecting your future. Just like Trump's defending his record, you need to defend your wealth. The dollar's weakening faster than a politician's promise, folks. Gold has hit $2,400 an ounce. That's not because gold's getting pricier. It's our greenback that's losing value. Smart money is moving to precious metals. Don't get left behind. Call Global Gold Investments at 888-700-4148. Mention Next News for VIP treatment. They're offering a 5-year IRA fee waiver on qualified rollovers. Secure your future now. Call that number on the screen, 888-700-4148, or click IRAGoldproof.com. That link is in the description. Your financial fortress awaits. All right, let's get right into it. Donald Trump, he walked into the lion's den at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention in Chicago, and boy, did the sparks fly. But Trump, he didn't just survive, he thrived. Right off the bat, an ABC reporter came at him guns blazing. No pleasantries, no warm-up, just a full-on assault. Watch this.
I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late. Just so we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working, or something was
President,
wrong.
I would love if you can answer the question on your rhetoric and why you
I have
believe that
answered the
black voters
question.
should trust you with another 4
I have
years.
been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act?
And for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work, in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Let me just ask a follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here.
Did you catch that? The reporter threw everything but the kitchen sink at Trump. But here's the thing, he did not flinch. He called out the hostility, defended his record, and turned the tables on the media bias. He wasn't having any of it. But it didn't stop there. When the reporter tried to corner Trump about January 6th, he flipped the script entirely. Watch.
Another had a stroke. Were the people who assaulted those 140 officers, including those I just mentioned, patriots who deserve pardons?
Well, let me bring it back to modern day. Like about 5 days ago, we had an attack on the Capitol, a horrible attack on the Capitol. You saw the people that were protesting and spraying these incredible monuments, bells, lions, all these magnificent limestone and granite with red paint, red spray paint that will never actually come off, especially in the limestone. It will never, I'm a builder, I know about this stuff. It'll never, you'll see it in 100 years from now. They viciously attacked our government. They fought with police. They fought with them much more openly than I saw on January 6th. What's going to happen to those people? What's going to happen to the people in Portland that destroyed that city?
But sir, my question is on those.
What's going to happen to the people that tried to bring
rioters who assaulted officers?
You have to
would you pardon
what's
those
going to
people?
happen? Oh, absolutely, I would.
You would pardon those?
If they're innocent, I would pardon them.
They've been convicted.
And by the way, the Supreme Court just they were convicted by a very tough system. How come the people that tried to burn down Minneapolis, how come the people that took over a large percentage of Seattle, how come nothing happened to them? How come the people
sir, we're talking about people that were seen beating officers with flagpoles, dragging them down the stairs. They're on video. Have you seen that video, sir?
Oh, really? Well,
you would pardon those rioters?
They shot a young lady in the face who was protesting. They shot her in the face. You know, nobody died that day. You do know that. But people died in Seattle. Nobody died, but people died in Minneapolis. You know people died in Minneapolis. And nothing happens, and nobody ever talks, and nothing happens to those people. But you went after the J6 people with a vengeance. And I'll tell you what about the cops that were, and I'm all for the police, as you know, But what about the police that are ushering everybody into the Capitol? Go in, go in, go in. What about that? Look, nothing is perfect in life. But you have people from Minneapolis, you have people just from 5 days ago in Washington, D.C. They were having fistfights and fighting with the police. They were spraying and destroying. They were desecrating our monuments in Washington, D.C. 5 days ago, and nothing happened to them. And you can't have two systems of justice. That's why they went after me as a political opponent, because they felt they couldn't win without doing that. And we're going to.
So he didn't take the bait. Instead, he brought up the recent protests, pointing out what he sees as a double standard and how different groups are treated. He's challenging the narrative, folks, and it's got the media scrambling. Now, you might be thinking, Gary, come on, Trump's record with the black community, it can't be that good, right? Well, let me take you back to 1999. Here's what the Reverend Jesse Jackson had to say about Donald Trump. Watch.
I do want to express thanks to you, Donald Trump, for being with us tonight. We need your building skills, your gusto, your rent package for the people on Wall Street who represent diversity. And we thank you for coming tonight. Let's give Donald Trump a big hand. A big hand for Donald Trump. I now want to bring forth a friend who has, well, he is deceptive in that his social style is of such. One can miss his seriousness, and his commitment for their success is beyond argument. When we opened this Wall Street project and we talked about it, he gave us space at 40 Wall Street, which was to make a statement about our having a presence there. And beyond that, in terms of reaching out and being inclusive, he's done that too. And created for many people a comfort zone when I ran for the presidency in 84 and 88. And many others thought it was either laughable or something to avoid. He came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and a will to risk to make things better. And so aside from all of his style and his pizzazz, he's a serious person who's an effective builder of people. Last year he was a part of our workshop, of our panel workshop on what are the challenges and opportunities. And so this, a year later, Donald Trump, for a few minutes, challenges and opportunities to embrace the underserved communities. Donald Trump.
I will tell you, a large percentage of the people, and especially in construction, that are building these great jobs are black and minorities, and I'm very proud of it. We have close to 25%, and I think the number's going up, and they do a great job. There are no better builders than we have in New York, and a big percentage of that is black and minority folks. So I just want to thank everybody in the room for being here. I look forward to some questions, and then I don't know how we're ever going to leave this building today, because if you look outside, it is terrible, but we'll figure a way. There's always a way, and thank you, Jesse, and congratulations.
That's right. Jesse Jackson praising Trump for a lifetime of helping the African-American community. Not exactly what the mainstream media wants you to see, is it? But wait, there's more. When that reporter tried to corner Trump about Kamala Harris, this is all the controversy right now, Donald Trump did not back down. He called out what he sees as political opportunism. Watch this exchange.
Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman.
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she
get the
was
clip on the screen?
only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black.
Let's start the clip
until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman.
I respect
Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman.
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman.
I respect either one. I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask.
Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because
he's not pulling any punches. He's questioning the authenticity of Harris identity politics. And the audience, well, they are eating it up. Now, here's something you won't see on CNN. Ready for this? Eagle-eyed viewers caught this moment during the broadcast. Take a look at this. Watch what Trump does.
What do you say?
So what I wanted to say was the last time we spoke,
He's taking her water bottle.
words that were prophetic.
That's his water.
Because I asked you,
See it again. She looks away, he grabs her water bottle and makes it tighter and puts it back.
Because I asked
I would love to see the moment. I would love to see the moment when she picks up that water bottle and tries to open it up. And she's struggling with it. So it appears as Donald Trump just pranked the reporter who was giving him a hard time. Now, this man knows how to handle the press, folks, but let's zoom out for a second. We'll take a look at what's happening on the streets of Chicago. Watch this.
Why do you think they're doing this? Why would they be bringing in these tens of thousands of people, 20 buses a day, 1,000 more per day? Why would they be doing this? And what's your message?
The only reason that I can see that they would be doing this is to replace us. And we say Trump 2024 because Trump is the only one who's going to do something about this and partner with all of America. This is where all of America has got to come together and put a stop to this. We have to send these people back where they come from, or this is going to explode violently. It's going to explode on multiple fronts. And the mayor and this governor doesn't care. And since they don't care, then we must go red. We must link up with all of America, and we care, and we have to do something about it. We're coming for every elected official that didn't step up, and all those that supported this mass, wipe out of our communities. We coming for you. By the time Trump gets ready to run in November, Chicago is going to look like a sea of red. When that Democratic National Convention get here, you're going to see so many red T-shirts that you're going to think you're in Texas.
Enough is enough. We just can't give it away to foreign nationals. No other country's going to allow us to come in and do the same thing that's happening here.
You have American citizens of African-American descent that have built this country and built the great city of Chicago. They are the broad shoulders that have built this city, and they are being disrespected by the Biden regime, the entire uniparty, the globalists, because now they're forcing illegal alien invaders into a city that doesn't have the resources to care for its citizens in healthcare, in education, in police protection, in economics, and anything. And now they have to bear the brunt to it. And they're too gutless. These progressive whites that run this deal are too gutless to have them in there. Just like they're not in the Upper East Side of New York or the Upper West Side, they're not out by Northwestern University.
It's something in their minds that makes them believe that they'll do this to us and we do nothing in return. This is not just for Chicago for us. We've reached all across the country to send them a message. We're going to flip America red. We're going to send the strongest message to the Democratic Party that Black America, Black Chicago has ever seen. Black America is about to rise up. Now that we are the mothers and fathers, we're saying Trump 2024 across America. And we ask Trump to come to Chicago, come here and walk these streets with us. And we'll put thousands behind him as he walks the streets. And that's a fact. That's a promise.
Ooh, wow. So these are real people facing real problems, and they're calling for Trump to come to Chicago and walk the streets with him. I mean, he just went into the lion's den with that media convention, and he handled it well. But they're saying that he's the only one who can fix this mess. Now, of course, the White House is pushing back. They're calling Trump's comments at this convention repulsive and insulting. But here's the thing. The American people, they're not buying it anymore. They're seeing through the smoke and the mirrors. Trump is not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. He's facing hostile reporters head on, defending his record, and connecting with voters in a way that has the establishment shaking in their boots. This is not just about a press conference, folks. It's about the future of our republic. It's about who we trust to lead us through these turbulent times. And if this event in Chicago is any indication, Trump is not backing down. He is doubling down. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So here's the bottom line, folks. What we saw in Chicago wasn't just a clash between Trump and the media. It was a glimpse into the future of American politics. Trump showed us he's not afraid to face tough questions, defend his record, and connect with voters directly. The reporters who think they can ambush Trump, well, think again. He's ready for you. And to the American people watching at home, pay attention. This is what real leadership looks like. November's coming, and the choice could not be clearer. It's time to decide. Do we want a leader who fights for us or one who hides from the tough questions? All right, let's check back with the chat and see how everyone is doing. They have been disrespected, Vanessa says, for far too long. Well, it didn't come up on the screen. I couldn't see it on the screen here. Jeremy is still alive. Awesome. Looks like there's some drama going on in the chat room tonight. Welcome, trolls. That was comedy gold. You held me up for half an hour. Yeah, that was wild. That was wild when he called him out like that. We love you, Gary, says the one. All right. Let's see. Thank you for sharing facts, says Star Martin. What a great speech, says Robert. That was incredible. It certainly was. Sharon, she says, what does Sharon say? Oh, I missed it. The chat's moving so fast, it's hard to keep up. Asians for Trump. Let freedom ring. Beth is asking, am I part Greek? No, I'm actually Italian and Irish. My wife, though, she is 100% Greek. Jeremy, we want you to stick around for a long time. Billy Bob says, we love our black voters. This November will be the third time I will cast my vote for Donald Trump. Bless USA 123. Sharon says, Chicago for Trump. Amen. Amen indeed. Okay, so let's get into our next story. This is a little bit different, but it's just disturbing. It's more celebrity garbage and antics, so just bear with me on this one. Okay, I'm ready, Brian. Folks, brace yourselves. We're about to dive into a story that will make your blood boil. Green Day. Once the voice of the anti-establishment youth has just crossed a line that has everyone talking. So picture this, a plastic Trump head held up like a trophy at a concert. But here's the kicker. It's not just about one band's stunt. This goes deeper, exposing a rot in our entertainment industry that's been festering for years. So stay tuned, because our final thought is a wake-up call you cannot afford to miss. Now, before we dive into this rock and roll controversy, let's talk about another kind of heat, the one that's burning up your wallet. Just like Green Day's stunt is causing temperatures to rise, so are your AC bills, but here is a cool solution. This magical little device is slashing AC bills faster than a punk rocker smashes guitars. It's a mini AC unit that'll make any room icy cold in minutes. So don't let greedy power companies win. Visit EasySummerCool.com for up to 60% off today. That's EasySummerCool.com. Click the link in the description for a 60-day risk-free guarantee and fast USA shipping. All right, let's get into it. Green Day, the band that once railed against the system, just showed us they're now part of the problem. At a recent concert in Washington, D.C., the frontman, Billy Joe Armstrong, he pulled a stunt that's got everybody talking, and not in a good way. So take a look at this, folks. That is Armstrong holding up a plastic Trump head with the word idiot scrawled across it. Now, I don't care what your politics are. This kind of imagery is just plain wrong. We're talking about a representation of violence against a former president, barely weeks after a real assassination attempt. It's not art, it's not edgy, it is dangerous. But here's where it gets really rich. Remember when Green Day was the voice of the anti-war crowd during the Bush years? Well, now they're taking aim at the one recent president who didn't start any new wars. The irony would be funny if it wasn't so sad. And it's not just us saying this. Even Elon Musk, the ex-owner himself, he called them out on New Year's Day. Yes, he nailed it right there. You see, Green Day isn't raging against the machine anymore. They are raging for it. They even changed their lyrics to attack the MAGA movement. It's like they've forgotten who they used to be. Now, some might say this is just a prop. What's the big deal? Well, let me show you something else. This image is making the rounds on social media, and the reaction has been one of pure disgust, and rightly so. We're living in times where political violence is a real threat, not some rock and roll fantasy, but Green Day isn't the only band crossing this line. Remember what happened when Tenacious D was in Australia? Jack Black had to issue this groveling apology after his bandmate made a tasteless joke about the Trump assassination attempt. They had to cancel their entire tour. You think other bands would learn from this, but apparently not. Now, here's the thing. This is not about left or right. It's about basic decency and respect for our democratic process. When celebrities start normalizing images of violence against political figures, it's a slippery slope. Today, it's a plastic head. Tomorrow, well, I don't want to think about it. But if July 13th is any indicator, then you know. So let's be clear. This is not about free speech. No one is saying Green Day can't express their views. But there's a world of difference between political commentary and what looks like a call to violence. In a country as divided as ours, we need voices that bring us together, not tear us apart. And what's really sad is seeing a band that once stood for something meaningful reduced to cheap shock tactics. It's like watching your rebellious teenage self turn into the very thing you used to hate. Green Day used to be about challenging authority, and now they're just parroting establishment talking points. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So here's the bottom line, folks. What Green Day did isn't just offensive, it's dangerous. They've gone from raging against the machine to being its mouthpiece. It's a betrayal of everything they once stood for. But more than that, it's a warning sign. When our cultural icons start normalizing violence, even in jest, we are in trouble. So it's time to call out the hypocrisy, to demand better from our artists and our entertainers. We need voices that unite, not divide, because if we don't stand up now, who knows where this road leads? It's time to bring back real rebellion, the kind that challenges all power, not just the sides you don't like. All right, let's check back with the chat room and get their thoughts on that stupid Green Day action. Patrick says, remember when the Dixie Chicks spoke out against the war in Iraq and Bush? I do. They were banned for being anti-war because they are not pulling the party line. Australia threw Jack Black out of the country and pulled his passport. Is that right? They didn't do all that. In all honesty, I didn't think they were still alive, says James. Scott Edwards says Kathy went crazy. Most artists are degenerative perverts. Wake Biden up when November ends. Oh, that's clever. That's clever. It was good. I remember that song. Okay, Green Day sucks, says Animal Kingdom. Jack Black sold out long ago. Ain't that the truth? Black Jobs Matter, says Buck. Okay. Green Day, yes. Okay, Susudio. And I wanted to bring this up in my report because as I'm going through it, I'm reminded of the imagery of Kathy Griffin. So, listen, like I said before, if you want to express your political views, that's fine. But having depicted imagery of violence, especially after what happened on July 13th, I mean, think about it, man. Don't be stupid. Not worth it. Okay, we could pull up the live feed real quick. I mean, we could pull up the X feed, but we're going to get to that later. Lots of interesting developments happening in the X feed. I want to get to that. I've been tracking some stories that we couldn't organize effectively for this show, so we kind of like put all that stuff in the back burner. We get to it later. Folks, what I'm about to tell you will make your blood boil. We've uncovered a scandal that threatens the very core of our republic. Non-citizens registered to vote in Georgia. Not just a handful. We're talking potentially tens of thousands. This is not some conspiracy theory. We've got the footage, the confessions, and the numbers. And let me tell you, it's worse than you could imagine. So stay tuned because our final thought, it's a call to action you cannot ignore. Now, before we dive into this voter fraud bombshell, let's talk about another kind of fraud, the one that's hitting your wallet. Just like non-citizens are stealing your vote, greedy power companies are robbing you blind. But here's a solution that packs a punch. This amazing device right here, it stops your home from wasting energy, slashing your bills faster than you can say voter ID. Don't let the system win. Visit don'twastepower.com for a 60-day risk-free trial and 65% off. That's don'twastepower.com. Click the link in the description for free shipping and bonuses. Order now before they sell out. Now let's get right into it. What we're about to show you isn't just shocking. It is a direct threat to our republic. We've got footage that proves non-citizens are registered to vote in Georgia. Not just a few, we're talking about numbers that could swing an entire election. Watch.
We come from a company that is dedicated to registering Hispanic people so they can vote in upcoming elections. Are you already registered? We already voted. You already voted? Yes. Are you a citizen or?
No.
Have you already been registered or?
Yeah.
Are you a citizen or?
No.
Have you already been registered at work? Yes, we have. You've already been registered? Are you a citizen or not a citizen?
No es.
The apartment complex Elliott Norcross in Norcross, Georgia, is occupied primarily by non-citizens. We visited the complex to ask residents two questions. Are you a citizen and are you registered to vote? Shockingly, 14% of respondents admitted to being non-citizens registered to vote.
Buenas, disculpe por molestar. Venimos con una organización que se dedica a registrar a la gente hispana para poder votar en las elecciones. ¿Ya la registraron a usted o?
Ya.
¿Ya? ¿Y fue en el trabajo o vinieron?
Vino
alguien a tocar. Ah, ok. Muchas gracias. Y oiga, ¿y usted es ciudadana o? No. ¿Ya la registraron en el trabajo o en un lado?
Bueno, sí, nos dijeron, pero...
¿Ya se registró?
Pues yo creo que sí.
¿En el trabajo?
Ajá, sí.
Oh, ok. ¿Usted es ciudadana o no es ciudadana? No es. ¿Ya los han registrado en el trabajo ustedes?
Sí, ya.
Ah, ¿ya los registraron? Disculpe, es que no la oigo muy bien por el aire. ¿Ya los registraron?
Sí, ya.
¿Y usted es ciudadana o no es ciudadana?
No.
¿No es?
No.
Venimos con una compañía que se dedica a registrar a la gente hispana para poder votar en las elecciones. ¿Ustedes están registrados?
Nosotros ya votamos, que
Ya votaron.
sí.
¿Usted es ciudadana o...?
No.
¿Usted ya está registrado? ¿Se registró en el trabajo o algo así?
No. Sí,
¿Ya se registró en el trabajo? Oh, ok. Oiga, ¿y usted es ciudadana o no es ciudadana?
Bueno, tu ciudadana está en...
No. ¿De dónde viene usted?
De Honduras.
¿Usted ya la registraron en el trabajo o aquí han pasado a registrar? O...
Ya.
¿Ya? Ya. ¿Usted es ciudadana o no es ciudadana? ¿No es? ¿Son ciudadanos o...?
No.
Muchas gracias. Dios los bendiga.
Tú me estás diciendo que si somos ciudadanos, no. Somos ilegales. Pero estamos establecidos en este país y sin nosotros este país no valiera ver, ¿me entiendes? Porque somos los mejores trabajadores que puede tener Estados Unidos.
According to Migration Policy Institute, approximately 339,000 non-citizens live in Georgia. If the 14% statistic holds true statewide, over 47,000 non-citizens would be registered to vote. For context, Joe Biden won the state of Georgia by just under 12,000 votes in the 2020 election. Based on our findings, the integrity of the 2024 election is in great jeopardy.
Did you see that? Non-citizens openly admitting that they are registered to vote. Some even saying they've already voted. Now, this is not an isolated incident. The investigative team at Muckraker found that 14% of non-citizens they talked to were registered voters. Now, let's break down what this means. Georgia has about 339,000 non-citizens. Now, if the 14% holds true across the state, we are looking at over 47,000 non-citizens on the voter rolls. And that's not a problem, it's a crisis. Remember, they claim that Joe Biden won Georgia by less than 1,200 votes in 2020. They claim. Now, these numbers could change everything. We are not just talking about past elections. This puts the entire 2024 election at risk. But here's where it gets even worse. Finding these people on the voter rolls is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Non-citizens often use fake documents, aliases, you name it. The system is being exploited, and there is barely any time to fix it before the next election. Now, some might say, Gary, come on, this can't be that bad. But let me tell you, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The Oversight Project, the group that released the footage, has already referred to this to Georgia officials. They're ready to work with law enforcement to get to the bottom of this. But here's the thing. We can't just sit back and wait for the bureaucrats to sort this out. This is about the foundation of our republic. Every illegal vote cancels out the voice of a law-abiding American citizen. It's not just unfair, it's un-American. Let's be clear, this isn't about targeting any specific group. This is about protecting the integrity of our elections. It's about making sure that when you cast your vote, it counts. That your voice isn't drowned out by someone who has no legal right to be part of our electoral process. We need action, and we need it now. Voter ID laws, stricter registration process, whatever it takes. Because if we don't fix this, who knows what our elections will look like in the future. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So here's the bottom line, folks. What we've uncovered in Georgia isn't just a problem. It's a 5-alarm fire for our republic. If you're in Georgia, it's time to act. Call your representatives. Demand an investigation. Demand action. Because if we don't secure our elections now, we might not get another chance. Remember, this is not about left or right. It's about right and wrong. The integrity of our republic is at stake. Every illegal vote cancels out your voice and your choice. We can't let this slide. It's up to us, the American people, to safeguard our electoral system. So my question is, what are you going to do about it? The clock is ticking. Let's check back in with the chat and get their reaction. Wow, lots of comments. So many. Holy cow. Nepal in the house. What's up? Green Day sucks anyway. We're still talking about Green Day. If they are allowed to... Wow. Governor DeSantis. I never liked them. If they're allowed to... Let's see. If they're allowed to cheat again, America is dead. Nobody has done anything to you, Eric Red. Judge ye how ye want to be judged, says Eric. Okay. Are you on Rumble, Beth? Robert's asking Beth. Hopefully they're not going to pull another selection. Yeah. That's what we're facing. And there was actually a post I made on my Facebook, my personal Facebook page, and I saw Luke Rukowski posted it, this picture. Maybe I can find it later, but I can pull it up later. But yeah, maybe I'll do that later. You know, I think I could do it now, actually. Let me just see if I can find it first. I don't know if I have Facebook on this device. I think I do. Probably gonna make me sign in and jump through all these hoops. Or update the app, or yeah, it's not even loading. So anyway, I'll show it to you later when I can figure that out. Let's jump into our next story of the evening. Special report number 5. This is the story about, I'm not starting this yet, Brian. I'm just going to give some background. This is the story. Terry Newsom texted me a link to the story today, and it's pretty startling. Pretty startling, so buckle up. Folks, what I'm about to reveal will shake you to your core. Chicago's historic Standard Club, once a symbol of prestige, now stands as ground zero for a crisis that threatens the very fabric of our society. We're talking crime, we're talking corruption, we're talking about a cover-up that goes all the way to the top. But here's the kicker. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Stay tuned, because our final thought, it's a wake-up call you can't afford to miss. Before we dive into Chicago's migrant crisis, let's talk about another crisis, the one that's hitting your wallet every time you drive. Just like Chicago needs evidence to tackle its problems, you need proof to protect yourself on the road. That is where Car Vision X comes in. This dash cam is your silent witness, recording every detail with 4K clarity. It's like having a guardian angel for your car. Don't let accidents or false claims drain your bank account. Visit carvisionx.com now for free express shipping and exclusive bonuses. Use the link in the description. Drive with confidence knowing that you are protected. Order now before the offer disappears. All right, folks, buckle up. We are diving into a story that is rocking Chicago to its core. The Standard Club, once the crown jewel of Chicago's social scene, now the epicenter of a migrant crisis that's spiraling out of control. And we've got Terry Newsom of the Behind Enemy Lines podcast to thank for exposing this scandal. So let's start with the shocking facts. In just 1 year, the Chicago Police Department responded to 706 incidents. 706 incidents at the Standard Club. That's 2 calls a day to what used to be one of Chicago's most prestigious addresses. So these aren't just noise complaints. We're talking serious crimes that are happening right in Chicago's business district. Newsom's investigation uncovered a pattern of vehicle-related crimes that will make your head spin. Reckless driving, driving without licenses, suspended licenses. It's like the Wild West out here. Now, these are just a few examples of the charges that are being filed. And remember, these are the people who shouldn't even be in the country, let alone behind a wheel. Now, here's what gets really interesting. Newsom found 7 cases of fraudulent ID possession. So why would somebody need a fake ID? To vote? To work illegally? To avoid deportation? This is not just a crime problem. It's an election integrity problem. Each line here represents a potential threat to our democratic process. Now let's talk numbers, because these arrests are through the roof, especially for Venezuelan migrants. In 2021, there were 6 arrests of Venezuelans. In 2023, 1,030. 2024, we are on track for 3,460. This chart tells the whole story. Look at that spike for Venezuela. It's off the charts. But Newsom didn't just crunch numbers. He got out there to see what's really going on. Take a look at this footage.
Hey, sir. Yo. Is this an immigrant center now? Huh? Is this an immigration center?
No.
What is this the Standard Club?
Yes.
So who lives here?
Why are you recording?
Because I'm just want to find out. I'm just doing some reporting on.
Yeah. Well, right now here.
Yeah.
Contact Mary May. This is our.
Oh, that's right. Let me get a picture of that.
Media engagement
Mary
and
May?
everything. Yeah, Mary May. Yeah, that's where you can get information.
Okay. Who do you work for? The city or?
No, it's another company.
Huh?
It's another company.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks.
thank you, bud.
Oh, there's the bus.
Hello. Who do you guys work for? Yeah. All right. Thanks.
So did you catch that? NGOs working with the city to hide the truth. It's not just incompetence, folks. This looks like a cover-up, and it gets even more outrageous. Newsom caught up with some of these migrants at the Downers Grove train station. Watch.
Hey, Terry Newsom behind enemy lines in Downers Grove, Illinois. We see at the train station. We just got word they dropped off a busload of migrants, western suburb of Chicago, that they're heading to downtown Chicago at the train station. The train's coming in 3 minutes, so let's see what we can dig up. Where are they from? What country?
You're gonna ask them?
Where are you guys from? What country? Where? Venezuela? Downtown Chicago? Do you have a long trip? Do you guys know where you're going? Where are you going?
Español, no entiendo.
No comprende?
No inglés.
How long you been on the road? How long? How long a trip?
Chicago.
Days.
Que nos vinimos caminando, por... Que cómo llegamos, llegamos en un bus.
Do you have tickets?
Yes.
Let's see. Very good. Officer, did they get a ticket here or before they came? You know, yeah. Come on in here. Come on in here. Anybody speak English? Huh? Where are you from?
From Haiti.
Where? Haiti. You going to Indianapolis? How long have you been on the road? How long have you been on the road? How long have you been traveling from Haiti to here?
From Haiti?
Yeah. About a month? 1 month? It's a long time. Did they give you a ticket here?
If I go to Chicago, I can go to Indianapolis.
All right. Film it. Yeah, so we got here. We just got alerted of this. We just got here. Are you with them? Sir, are you with them? You speak English? No. What country? Where are you from? What country?
Venezuela.
All Venezuela. You all family? Familia or no? No? This goes to Chicago. When you
After Chicago.
And when you go to Chicago, there's a train to Indianapolis.
Okay. This same, I can use this same for Indianapolis?
Let me see. Who gave you that? Did you get that here, this ticket?
Yes.
Someone gave you here in the bus?
The bus.
The bus driver gave it to you? Yeah, you have to check. Don't miss it. So that guy's he's from Haiti. He's been on the road for a month. And he said they gave him these tickets on the bus. And then he's going to take the train downtown and is supposed to get to Indianapolis. He's only got one ticket, so I don't know how he thinks he's going to go from Chicago to Indianapolis. It looks like somebody just dumped him off here, Downers Grove, Illinois, western suburb, Chicago. Sorry, we got here a little late. I just found out about it. Ah, there you go. There's more. Go catch him running. Where you from? What country? What country? Venezuela?
Venezuela, Peru.
Venezuela, Peru. Ecuador? Is that what he said, Ecuador?
Yeah, Ecuador, Peru, and Venezuela.
Wow. Ecuador, Peru, and Venezuela. You want to go talk to the cops?
See what the cops have to say.
Hello. Where'd they drop off? One bus?
I don't have any questions, bud. I can't answer any of it for you. I don't know any of the answers.
They just dumped them off?
I don't have any of the answers for you.
Okay, this will be on Steve Bannon's show.
I wish I could give you the answers.
All right.
So, migrants from Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, all dropped off in a Chicago suburb heading downtown. Some don't even know where they are going, and the police, well, they're just watching helpless. I got a phone call today, too. A friend of mine who helps with a nonprofit in town. He told me that there are 2,200 illegals being housed in our town. And what he disclosed to me about what's happening in these apartment buildings, families stacked, 7 families per unit in some cases, and the things that are happening in these apartment buildings are so atrocious I can't even speak of it. The abuse that is happening to women, and the police are told to stand down. Yeah. Stand down while abhorrent abuses are taking place. Now, my friends, this is not just about crime or immigration. This is about the future of our country. The left is trying to bribe foreigners to come here to win future elections. They're expanding the welfare state, weakening the dollar, and eroding our trust in institutions. Let's not forget the most vulnerable victims in all of this, our children. We've uncovered evidence of crimes that are just too disturbing to detail here. This is the reality of the unchecked illegal immigration. It's not about compassion, it's about control. It's about changing the fabric of our society without our consent. So what can we do? Demand transparency, secure our borders, hold our leaders accountable. From the mayor of Chicago to the president of the United States, if they're not putting Americans first, they need to go. My friends, this is not about left or right. This is about right and wrong. This is about the future of our country. And the Standard Club used to stand for something. Now it stands as a warning of what happens when we prioritize political correctness over public safety, when we choose open borders over law and order. But it's not too late. We can turn this around. We can reclaim our cities, our states, and our country, but it starts with you. It starts with demanding the truth, demanding action, demanding better from our leaders. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So here's the bottom line, folks. What's happening at the Standard Club isn't just a Chicago problem. It's an American problem. It's a glimpse into a future where our laws, our safety, our very way of life is up for grabs. But we don't have to accept it. We can fight back. Call your representatives. Demand an investigation. Demand action, because if we don't stand up now, who will? Remember, it's not about politics. It's about preserving the America that we know and love. It's about securing a future for our children where they're safe, where their voice matters, where the rule of law still means something. The time for action is now. Let's check back with the chat and see what's going on. Governor sucks, but the woods are beautiful, says Justin. Bless the USA, pure evil, they say. It's really bad. I felt really bad for these people. It's not their fault. Let's see here. Legendary says, the Next News Network, Gary, I've been watching you for so many years. I loved watching the live streams. What happened? Wait, where'd it go? Love watching the live streams. When you hit the bottle and let it all hang out, I'm a fellow Chicago native and love you, bro. You remember those late night live streams? We'd pour out some whiskey and we would take shots. Oh, yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, I actually stumbled upon one of those videos. Man, it must be like a year ago. It was hilarious. Yeah, let's just say we had to put that one on private. Thanks for bringing that up. A lot of immigrants still hang out by the Standard Club, including young hoodlums. Arnold says, I'm witnessing a major increase in grief from many folks on different channels. It's as if they're freaking out about the situation in Israel and the area. Talks about a nuke potential is infecting. We're gonna get into what's breaking now with respect to that in just a moment. We're gonna get into the X feed and track some breaking stories as it's happening. I got some bookmark content based on this very message here from Arnold. Let's go back into it. Jeremy's in the Redwood Coast, 56 degrees. James, he says, thank you. Thank you from the rest of America. Clownfish, we're all pulling for her. Okay. Stay prayed up, America. America needs it. We've got, why don't the cops overthrow their bosses and expose them? Well, they want a paycheck, I guess. Until the people who've done this go to prison, the Dems will continue to corrupt our republic, says James. America the Great, not the same, because of the lefties. Nunu says Trump has been under constant attack since day one. It says here something, let's see. Just so you know, the stream keeps dropping every 30 seconds for me. I'm in the UK with a good connection. I think Big Rig Tech is doing stuff. I don't know. Checking the stream. Seems like everything's working fine here. Let's see. This is from Quest for Reason. Everything comes at a price, and I don't think that current administration is doing this out of kindness of their hearts. They expect something in return. Well, why do you think we're seeing, in like the Muckraker report, they showed these people are getting registered to vote. That's what they're getting in return. Kamala has single-handedly ruined our country, says Juan. I can agree. $150,000 right now to say something nice about Kamala on TikTok. Oh, $150. Yes, we did a story on that yesterday. They're astroturfing the grassroots support. They're making it seem like she has support, and that's really dangerous because a lot of people just fall for it. They think it's organic when it's not. And Laura Loomer actually broke that story, so kudos to her for breaking that news. Wow. So much is happening in this country. And Brian, let me know when you're back so we can start the X feed. Oh, you are? Okay. Let me get the X feed open up, and we'll check in with some of the latest news. Okay, so this is going to take us back to the events of Trump in Pennsylvania today. Okay. I'll just play the clip. You can bring up the screen, Brian, so we can see it full.
They said he's in trouble. I think it was really known that when bullets are fired in a stadium, everyone really gets moving fast. They call it a stampede. Nobody moved. You looked at the people behind me, right? Everyone's seen those people. Those people have become legendary. That was just a small group. The main tens of thousands of people around here, you couldn't even see the end. Nobody ran. Nobody moved. They knew I was in trouble. They said he's in trouble. If you went to a soccer stadium where you'll have a bullet go off, one bullet, the whole place runs for the exits. Nobody ran. And how about the man behind me with the black outfit and the green floppy hat? He's like this. David, did you see him? He's looking, right? Where? Get up here. Is that him? Yeah, that's... Wow. That's great, huh? Well, you're good. You can be in a foxhole with me anytime, man. I think it was.
So, what's wild is he was referring to Vincent Fuchsia, I think is how you say his name. And this guy has been at like almost every, like he goes to every Trump event. I've actually met him at some Trump rallies. People have said that he's JFK Jr. I don't know about that. Not tall enough to begin with. So let me see. I did send the clip to, let me see if I can find the better clip for you. Yeah. Shadow of Ezra has a clip of him reacting. Let me just pull up Shadow of Ezra real quick. Did I bookmark that? Let me see if I bookmarked it. If I did, yes, I did. Okay, so let me pull up the bookmark for you. Okay. Oh, this is the picture I wanted to show you earlier. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. Pretty clear. Okay, yeah, so now this version has his reaction. While discussing his assassination attempt at his rally, Trump mentioned how brave Vincent Fuchsia was during the event. Let's pull that up full screen for you.
We couldn't even see the end. Nobody ran. Nobody moved. They knew I was in trouble. They said he's in trouble. If you went to a soccer stadium where you'll have a bullet go off, one bullet, the whole place runs for the exits. Nobody ran. And how about the man behind me with the black outfit and the green floppy hat? He's like this. David, did you see him? He's looking, right? Where? Get up here. Is that him? Yeah, that's... Wow. That's great, huh? Well, you're good. You can be in a foxhole with me anytime, man. Wow. Thank you. That's great. That was a hell of a day, huh? I think it was...
How wild is that? Oh, what's this?
Well, Donald. I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage.
Okay, so let's be clear. He's never said he's not going to debate Kamala Harris. He's waiting for them to figure out who their nominee is really going to be. Remember, they haven't even voted yet, so it's not even locked in stone.
Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, say it to my face.
They're trying to erase black history. We're going to write black history because it's American history. It's American history. Together we make history, not erase it. To me, the values of diversity, equality, inclusion are literally, and that's not kidding, the core strengths of America. That's why I'm proud to have the most diverse administration in history. It taps into the full talents of our country. And starts at the top with the vice president. They're trying.
That's That's the clip actually Mr. Reagan brought up the other night when he said Biden admits that she is part of the DEI hire at the White House. Wow. Okay, let's go through some of these bookmarks here. Here's Kyle Becker. Kamala Harris supporters are asked what she's actually accomplished, and hilarity ensues. Let's watch.
Attorney General in California, and she was the senator from California. I really don't know much of what she did.
I'm not sure I know enough about her accomplishments to answer that question.
The way that she carries herself.
She was Attorney General of her state. She moved up to becoming, the Vice President of the United States. So she has definitely made her stamp in history of being the first African American female vice president, and soon to be first vice president as a woman of color.
Okay. This country wants substance and solutions, not sugary identity politics.
Amen, Jesse. Amen.
Democrats.
Amen. We got this Joe Rogan clip. I think we played a version of it last night. This is just a longer one. Oh, this is great. This is great. This is the Amish. The Amish showing up in force. Il Donald Trumpo. Even the Amish know what time it is. I love it, man. Look at them. That's so cool. This is a clip of CEO Patrick Byrne. And it's interesting because this is another clip that Mr. Reagan brought up the other night when he's discussing how he was supposedly the bag man with a Hillary Clinton transaction with $18 million. Some kind of a bribe. So you can check if you want, you can just check my Twitter feed. You can check out the video there. Now here's that picture again. This is from Luke. He says it's going to happen. I hope to God it doesn't happen. Plan A, Plan B, and then look at this. Plan C. We know that picture all too well when you think about what happened in 2020. We all woke up the next day. We went to sleep. Trump was clearly the winner. We wake up and we're like, what? How can this possibly be? As I mentioned on numerous broadcasts, they're doing this to close the gap. They're bringing Kamala Harris in to close the gap, and they're showing all these polls. Now, I have some polls here. Ian Miles Chung, a Bloomberg poll shows Kamala Harris beating Trump in all the swing states except for North Carolina, and she closes the lead in Georgia. Really? So keep in mind, this is from Bloomberg. If the November 2020 election for U.S. president were being held today and Democrat Kamala Harris and Republican Donald Trump were on the ballot, whom would you vote for? Now, this could also be part of the honeymoon scenario that we've been warning about. Well, the honeymoon's going to be over soon. But this, nonetheless, I look at these statistics and I do get nervous. Because, like I mentioned, these polls show that the gap is closing. And that, remember, too big to rig, that's what Trump has been saying. Beat the cheat. All the polls before, with Biden at the top of the ticket, showed Trump just beating him, hands down. Now you got Kamala here, and the polls are changing. Back to a figure that's more palatable if you need to have a bunch of mail-in ballots show up at 3 a.m. Okay, so back to this is a couple accounts that I follow. Someone in the U.S. government has ordered the U.S. deployment of 12 warships into the Middle East. So this is a escalation. This post was just 2 hours ago. At about midnight. It is now about 1:45 a.m. here, Central Time. U.S. Civil Defense News update. U.S. is at war. Biden administration orders U.S. forces across the Middle East to defend Israel at all costs. U.S. forces deploying to destroy drones and cruise missiles fired from Iran, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen. Now we can also check in here. Oh, this is another interesting post. You may have heard that Maduro in Venezuela basically has called out Donald Trump, or called out Elon Musk. And he says, "I'm coming for you, Maduro. I will carry you to Gitmo on a donkey." Maduro gives direct orders to his security forces, instructing them to keep Elon Musk out at all costs. The donkey dictator is delusional enough to think Elon is going to personally show up and give him a thrashing. Clown World says, "We don't deserve you, Elon." Okay. War intel. This is 7 hours ago. Pentagon officials told CNN that Iran and its allies will launch a large-scale attack on Israel in the next 72 hours. Pentagon officials apparently told CNN this. This post has been seen 188,000 times. So we'll go through some of these replies. True or not, it'll be used to heighten U.S. involvement in another conflict not supported by or beneficial to American citizens. Wow. You can see all those messages on the screen there. Let's see. We've got this new footage. Did you guys see this new footage that was just released of the assassination attempt of Donald Trump? Literally shows crooks like running on the roof of that building. Now, is this the footage here? This is when the shots ring out. I'm assuming that these video files are synchronized. There's a better one. This was just posted by Laura Loomer 6 hours ago. She says, Twitter originally community noted my post about how Kamala Harris is not black. Now that I prove she's lying about being black by posting her own birth certificate, which I obtained and also sent to President Trump, the note has been removed. The truth is on my side. Donald Trump is right. Kamala Harris is not black. So here is Kamala Harris's birth certificate. See if we can try to zoom in a little bit better on this. Let's see. Does it say her race? Color or race of father? Jamaican. Color or race of mother? Caucasian. Let's see. Where is it? Does it say the, like, well, I guess, yeah, Jamaican and Caucasian. Caucasian Jamaican. Oh boy. It looks like this was a certified copy, August 14th of 2020. Okay, let's jump into the live feed. What's actually happening here? Let's go into this here. Get the latest updates. Oh my. A volleyball player paralyzed by a trans opponent slamming the Olympics. This must be the moment when I went down. You can see it. Brian, pull it up on the screen big so people can see. I'm not sure. Yeah, here we go. So what am I seeing here? So the girl spikes the ball, or this trans person spikes the ball, and she gets hit. So That's what paralyzed her? Wow. So the ball was going so fast. Unreal. Wow. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. Wall Street Silver posted this. Mr. Reagan responding, saying, "This is brilliant. If RFK stays in it to the end, I suspect he will drop out." What is this? What is this? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Trump should remove himself from the ballot.
Off of the California ballot. That leaves the Democratic nominee.
Okay.
I think.
You ready?
Trump should pull his name off of the California ballot. Think about it. Donald Trump is not going to win California.
So don't play if you're not going to win.
Kind of. RFK is on the ballot. Now, RFK, name recognition, former Democrat, also saying some pretty smart things. Trump, RFK, and it's looking like Harris. If that's the case, no shot that the Democrat isn't going to win running away. If the Democrat wins running away, what do? They never come here. They don't spend any money here. They don't spend time here. They don't spend resources here. If Trump pulls his name off of the California ballot, that leaves the Democratic nominee and RFK. Now, are they concerned about losing it? Probably not, but they're not as sure as they once were. And so they're going to spend time, resources, and money in the state, which takes away time, resources, and money from other states, which, in my opinion, considering how unlikely it is for Trump to win California, is a good bet. If Kamala Harris spends 10 more nights here than she does in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, any of the other swing states, that's a good thing for the Republican campaign.
Wow, I get it, but I doubt that Trump is going to pull his name off the California ballot. Mr. Reagan believes it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant too, but I don't think it's likely. Let's see what's this. Fresh from the Health Ranger Ranch in Texas. An egg-burping snake? Oh! Let's see what else is going on here. Okay. Let's see what this is.
Thank you.
This was when he was president of the United States.
Is there a doctor in the house, please? Doctor? Doctor, please. Thank you.
Oh, man. This song gets me every time. Ooh. Ooh, man, that hits. Oh, what's this? Oh, man, zip line? What's going on? What is this? What? The power lines? Oh, come on. What is he doing here? Is he going to let... Okay, I don't even want to know. Ew! Oh, yeah. Oh, man, some of the stuff on this platform will just make you freak out. April Ryan. Oh, I can't stand April Ryan. Trump came into our home, a black press advocacy convention, and insulted us in our face. What is worse, he was invited to do this by the NABJ leadership. Shame. And Monique puts her in her place. He didn't insult you. He just didn't pander to you, and you didn't know how to take it. Insurrection Barbie posted that. Corey Feldman I've actually interviewed him a couple times and went to his Los Angeles premiere of his show about the two Coreys and the stuff that goes on in Hollywood behind the scenes to the kids. That was wild. Seen him in a couple shows too. Oh man, this female volleyball player left paralyzed with brain damage. Wow. Unreal. Unreal. The Amish, they are definitely voting for Donald Trump. Look at that. How funny. Go for it. This abandoned Pizza Hut's being turned into a Pizza Hut. What? Pizza Hut coming soon. I miss those Pizza Huts, man. I really do. The red cups, the salad bar. Man, my parents loved going to Pizza Hut. They could have all they could eat at the salad bar. I'll never forget going there as a kid. Okay, let's see here. See if there's any more information. Oh, okay. Let's take a look and see what Senator John Kennedy is saying.
Sides of the aisle. Your listeners can write this down and take it home to mama. I'm going to get some answers. I am going to get some answers, and I won't be alone. There are a lot of other senators on both sides of the aisle. We're going to chase the Secret Service like they stole Thanksgiving until they answer these questions about what happened. The American people deserve to know. I mean, there are all kind of conspiracy theories out there. Yeah. I don't know what's true and what's not. I know based on experience, we're going to have to get some new conspiracy theories because all the old ones turned out to be true in many cases. Yeah. And we need to find out what happened here. Your listener.
Kamala Harris, the Indian community will not be voting for you. Specifically because you did not mention that coconut tree was from India. Kamala, your mother is my auntie. And your auntie has never come to my baptism or my graduation or any of my family's birthday parties. Kamala, have you ever seen a Mammootty film? Kamala, if you were truly half Indian, then you would know who Mammootty is. Kamala, the only Indian friend that you have is Priyanka Chopra. And that bitch is white. Kamala, I revoke your mango lassi access. You are not allowed to use cumin or turmeric in your cooking ever again. Kamala, unless I see the red dot on your forehead, do not be going after any Indians to vote for you. Don't act like us. Don't act like us.
Elon Musk, quien se mete conmigo se seca. Quien se mete con Venezuela se seca. Elon Musk. ¿Quieres pelea? Vamos a darle, Elon Musk. Estoy listo. Soy hijo de Bolívar y de Chávez. No te tengo miedo, Elon Musk. Vamos a darnos, pues. Donde quiera. Como decimos en Caracas, en los barrios. Si tú quieres, yo quiero, Elon Musk. Di dónde.
What?
This from
okay,
colleague.
so I mean, I don't know why is he going after Elon Musk of all people. I'm not afraid of your space rockets. Holy cow! What is this? Here's the Laura Loomer. In the words of Joe Biden, she ain't black. So yeah, this goes back to the color of the race of the mother, Caucasian, Jamaican father. I didn't know Jamaican was a race. Ooh, let's see here. Oh, well, Joy Reid, bless her heart. Ooh. Vermont Supreme Court. Gateway Pundit, FBI declassifies 950 pages on Patriot Front. Nearly every page is fully redacted. Patriot Front's an interesting little organization. Let's see what's going on here. FBI declassifies 950 pages. After reviewing the documents, they found that nearly every page is redacted. They've been reporting on it multiple times. Every page redacted. Look at that. Every page. Wow. As the Gateway pundit previously reported, charges were dropped against a Patriot Front leader in Idaho after 22 duped recruits were found guilty in court. Yeah, this group is totally sus, my friends. Totally sus. Republican strategist Joseph Pinion obliterates the Green New Deal. Trump announces plan to remove taxes on Social Security checks. So no tax on tips and no tax on Social Security. Why would... That's always been a question, and I know a lot of seniors are furious about this. Why would they have to pay taxes on Social Security? They've already paid taxes on their income their whole life. And taxation is theft to begin with. Okay, I think this is... Yeah, this was confirmed a hoax.
It's true. I'm not. Maybe I'm not an American citizen. And some people said, he has a forged birth certificate. Well, first of all.
Yeah, that was a hoax. The whole Obama administration was a hoax. Let's see. Ooh, let's learn something about butter today. What is he doing with what? Oh, that's clever. That's clever. Okay, look at that. Okay, so you take a piece of wax paper and that is clever. I'm a sucker for these videos sometimes. So what are they doing with the parsley here? Is that parsley? Oh, look at that. That's clever. Wow. Okay, and you got a little strawberry there. You're using a straw to push through. Okay, that's good. Wow. Oh, what are they going to do with the bread? I love bread. Oh, I guess they toasted it all like at one time, I guess. Is that what they did? Okay, that's clever. Nice. What are they doing with the bread, with this cake? Ooh. Okay, strawberry upside down. What do they do with the strawberry with the upside down? Oh, I couldn't open it? Oh, see, okay, so they put it in water. What, you're cutting pizza? I don't get it. What's the big deal here? You're cutting it in... Okay, I see how you do that there. Oh, man, I am a sucker for some of these videos. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is what we played earlier, but it really bears repeating. Well, 14 minutes.
Why did you choose J.D. Vance?
Why not?
President, I want to get into how you address some of the issues with black communities. And I say that plural because we live in communities of color that are different. We're not all the same. We don't vote the same. We don't think the same.
True.
It's not monolithic. So as you come here today, I want to talk about something...
Brian, go full screen.
...that bursts. And this is the weight of the inflation on this country right now. The nonprofit Money Management International recently released data from its mid-year analysis that we have found a 52%
Brian, can you go full screen, please?
rise in people who are seeking counseling for being in credit debt. They're paying for food that is sky high on their credit cards, and now they can't pay that off. The credit counseling nonprofit MMI, as I said, is saying now that they've seen surges that they haven't seen since we were in a pandemic of people in financial trouble. Much of that falls on the shoulders of single moms, single black moms, when you look statistically.
Yeah.
How do you turn it around? What's your plan for the black community when it comes to money?
So, first of all, it's very hard to hear you for whatever reason because of the fact that they have bad equipment, because I guess, you know, this woman was unable to get the right equipment. But it's very hard for me to hear you, but I can hear every other word. It's very difficult, actually. But so I don't know if they can fix it or do something with it, but I'll do the best I can with it. The inflation is absolutely destroying our middle class, our working class, virtually every class. Inflation is a disaster in our country. Inflation is a country buster. It breaks every country. And we had, in my opinion, the worst inflation we've had. They say it's 58 years, but I think it's much more than that. It's been devastating. And if you just take a look at a lot of things they don't include, like interest rates. Interest rates went from 2.4% to 10%, and you can't get the money. People can't buy houses. They no longer have the American dream. Young people, young black people, they don't have the American dream anymore. They can't buy a house. They can't borrow the money because of the cost of the money. They can't buy it because of the cost of housing, because of the cost to build it, because of inflation. Inflation is a disaster, and it's destroying our country, and it's destroying the black community probably as much or more than any.
What's your plan?
You know what we have to do? We have to bring down the cost of energy, and that's going to bring down the cost of inflation. This was all started with a bad energy policy by Joe Biden. By the way, just if I might, I was running against a man named Biden. You probably saw that. And he was losing very badly in the polls, and then he had a rather bad debate. I would say it was a bad debate. I would say it was one of the worst debates in history. And his poll numbers crashed. And instead of saying, you know, let's keep going, and maybe something happens the other way, they said, oh, we're going to replace him. Let's just replace him. That's like you're in a fight, a prize fighter's in a fight. He's not doing well. You say, let's bring in another fighter. So our whole campaign was steered toward him, and now we have to steer toward him. But ultimately, it's the same because they have bad policy. They have policies of open borders, unbelievable open borders, horrible energy policies. They want to get rid of, as you say, gasoline in cars. They want to get rid of oil. They want to get rid of efficient heating.
Mr. President.
Environmentally, what they're doing is killing our country. They're absolutely destroying our country. But the inflation is the thing that's hurting the black worker, the black population, and every other population within our country. Inflation is the worst it's been, I think, in over 100 years. And they'll fact check it. They'll say it's only 58. Whatever it may be, they don't add all the numbers. They don't add the really bad numbers, and you can check that too. But inflation, Harris, is absolutely destroying this country and the people in our country. Yes,
Mr. President, can I ask you another question that is also impacting black Americans?
And that's very clear now. Good.
I'm sorry?
It's very clear. I hear you.
Okay. So Sonia Massey, someone from Illinois, an unarmed black woman, was shot the other day in her home by a deputy sheriff. The deputy has since been charged with murder. You've said police would get immunity from prosecution if you win. Why should someone like that officer have immunity, in your opinion?
Immunity?
Immunity.
I don't know the exact case, but I saw something, and it didn't look good to me. It didn't look good to me. Are you talking with the water, right?
Yeah, well, police unions are not backing this person either.
Okay.
But again, why would...
They're going to be charging the officer. I guess they're charging the officer.
So why should he receive immunity?
Well, he might not. I mean, it depends. It depends on what happens. I'm talking about people that are much different cases than that. We need people to protect ourselves. And by the way, in Chicago, as an example, a few weeks ago, July 4th weekend, they had 117 shootings and 17 deaths. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. We need to have our police officers have the respect and dignity back. In this particular case, I saw something that didn't look good to me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
So can you get a little more specific back to the immunity question? Who would make those
Well, right now, for the most part, people are protected by their unions, by their police unions, or by their police departments. But I'm saying if I felt, or if a group of people would feel that somebody was being unfairly prosecuted because the person did a good job maybe with crime or made a mistake, an innocent mistake. There's a big difference between being a bad person and making an innocent mistake. But if somebody made an innocent mistake, I would want to help that person.
What would those exceptions be? What would determine
You
an
go
innocent
after
mistake?
somebody and it's a very close call and it's very dangerous. And you know, they have, the policeman's life and woman is a very difficult thing because sometimes you have less than a second to make a, you know, life and death decision. And sometimes very bad decisions are made. They're not made from an evil standpoint, but they're made from the standpoint of they made a mistake.
So I want to follow up really quickly. You know, I find
Okay. Yeah, that whole event was crazy. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Remember that clip we played earlier with Vincent Fuchsia? Liz Crocken saying accounts are reporting that President Trump was talking about Vincent Fuchsia at his rally when he was discussing how someone reacted behind him when he was shot. He said that person was dressed in a black and a green floppy hat. And then they proceed to show this photograph of Vincent on the left and the green floppy hat on the right. I guess it's easy to get the two confused. I mean, it looks almost green. What's this? Oh, this is the Kamala Harris impersonator.
Well. You know, I.
Oh, man. Okay. Hodge twins calling for Robert Kennedy Jr. to drop out, put his full support behind President Trump. A Trump-Kennedy alliance would unite the country against the establishment. This has to happen. Hodge twins. We played this clip earlier when Trump reenacted the call between Obama, the staged call. 4 cameras in front of her, right? Local officials are telling Fox that the Secret Service told local sniper team to set up on the ground level looking into the crowd, as opposed to on top of the water warehouse roof. Oh, man. 16 years old. Horrible. Drill, baby, drill. Oh, some more stage stuff. Kamala.
Yes.
You are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian, but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so,
Wow.
were you raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food.
Okay, so what?
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, this was that. Man. Yeah, I can certainly say that ooh. What? Ooh! And he goes down. What happened there? I don't know. Home price is up 39% since Biden and Harris took office. 39%. Feeding my vegan sister's baby barbecue ribs. I love it, man. All right, folks. I think we're going to call this night. It has been fun hanging out with you guys and scrolling the feed. getting the news out to the American people. Remember how important it is to share the feed, to interact. Make sure you just share it. That's all I can say. Share the feed. Text it to your friends. Put it on your Facebook groups, like I said last night. Texting, Facebook groups, email. The best way is to let people know what you're doing at almost 2:30 in the morning with me, Gary Franchi. So we've covered a lot of ground tonight, from Trump's fiery speeches to the shocking revelations about voter fraud, from celebrity stunts gone wrong to the migrant crisis in our cities. We've laid it all out for you. But here's the thing. It's not just about the news that we bring you. It's about what you do with the information. We've read your comments. We've seen your reactions. Let me tell you, America is awake and paying close attention. Now remember, I want you to take what you have learned tonight and spread it far and wide. Share the stream. Talk to your friends and family. Most importantly, stay vigilant. The mainstream media will not tell you these truths, but that is why we are here. If you found value in tonight's show, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, drop a super rant on Rumble if you're feeling fired up, or hit those donation links in the description, because your support keeps us digging for the truth and bringing it straight to you, unfiltered and uncensored. Good night, my friends. And Brian, if you want to just take us out with our theme song, I'll see you guys tomorrow.